Hello class, for today we are going to talk about the molar mass of a compound. So the objectives of today's video lesson is that you will be able to recognize the importance of the molar mass and be able to calculate it. So for the definition of terms, atomic number is the number of protons of a chemical element and it gives a unique identity to the element. Whereas for atomic mass, it is the mass of the atom of a chemical element that is expressed in atomic mass units, and this is approximately equivalent to the number of protons and neutrons in the atoms. Now, when it comes to molar mass, this is the mass of a given chemical element or a chemical compound that is divided by the amount of a substance, and this is usually in units of gram per mole. Now, the importance of molar mass is that it gives us an idea about the weight of a specific substance or a compound, and this is an important conversion factor. So, for the self-check number 1, you are going to write your answers on a piece of paper or in your notebook that we are going to discuss and we are going to check tomorrow in our face-to-face classes. So, answer the following questions. So, number 1, enumerate the 5 important uses of the molar mass. How do you express the units in molar mass? And what is the difference between the molar mass with that of the formula mass? Let's now proceed with the calculation of the molar mass. And as you can see here, these are the following materials that you are going to need in the computation of the molar mass: calculator, periodic table, your pen, and your notebook. So, the following are the steps in the calculation of the molar mass. We have the step 1, which is to get the unknown. Step 2 is to write the correct chemical formula of the given. Step 3 is to get the atomic mass of each of the elements in the chemical formula. Step 4, you are going to multiply the atomic mass with that of the subscript of the element in a chemical formula. And with regards to step number 5, you are going to get the sum of all of the atomic masses of each constituent element. So this is the first problem. You are going to calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide. Of course, the first step is that you get the unknown, and that will be the molar mass. Followed by step number 2, and this is writing the correct chemical formula for carbon dioxide. And then for our step 3, you get the atomic mass of each element. So we have carbon and oxygen. So you see their corresponding values. So for carbon, we have 12.01 grams, and for oxygen, you have 16 grams. And then you are going to multiply the atomic mass with that of their corresponding subscript if there are any. So for carbon, we have 1. So 12.01 multiplied with 1, you will get the same value, which is 12.01. And for oxygen, you have 16 multiplied with 2. So you will get a value of 32 grams. Then for the step number 5, as what we have mentioned previously, you get the sum of all of the atomic masses. So in this case, our molar mass is 44.01 gram per mole. Now, this also goes and is the same for our determining the molar mass for glucose. So, get the unknown, and that will be the molar mass. Then, afterwards, we are going to write the chemical formula. So, specifically, this is for glucose. Step number 3, get the atomic mass for carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And then for the step number 4, you are going to multiply the atomic mass with that of the corresponding subscript of the elements. So for your carbon, you multiply it with 6. For hydrogen, multiply it with 12. And for oxygen, multiply it with 6. Finally, for our last step, you get the sum of all of the atomic mass of each of the constituent element. And our answer will be 180.06 gram per mole for our glucose. That will be the answer in the molar mass. Now, we are going to have our self-check number 2, and this time you are going to calculate the molar mass by yourselves. Okay, so you may pause the video lesson and then you may proceed later once you are able to determine the correct answer. Okay, so here are the correct answer for our self-check number 2, specifically for magnesium sulfate. So, very good. The correct answer is 120.38 gram per mole. You got it right. So, for our second, we have the glucose and it has a molar mass of 342.1 gram per mole. So, congratulations. You were able to answer correctly the 2 self-checks. Now, for our self-check number 3, so we have the following. So calculate the molar mass or the atomic mass of the following atoms and compound by completing the following tables. So in here, we have your lists of the compounds or elements, and then the number of atoms of each, okay, of each of the compounds, and then you write the correct atomic mass with that of their correct units and the molar mass. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss this one during our face-to-face classes. Then we have the self-check number 4, which is all about molar conversion. So this time, this is about problem solving. So you are going to show your complete solution when you answer these 4 questions. So for the first one, what is the mass of 1 mole of barium acetate? Second one, what is the molar mass of cyclohexanol? And then on the third one, it is asking for the number of moles, okay, that is present in 2.35 grams of water. And finally, how many moles are there if we have 0.072 grams of ferric chloride? So please try to solve this one, and we are going to discuss the answers tomorrow in our face-to-face classes. Finally, at the end part of our video lesson, what did you learn from the discussion? Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to ask you, okay, to tell me something, okay, about what you learned from our discussion for today, which is all about the molar mass. And the last question is, as a senior high school student, how are you going to apply what we have learned in your discussion about molar mass in our daily lives? Okay, so tomorrow, okay, let us answer all of these activities, all of this self-check, and of course, the important thing is the valuing, okay? Now that we are done with the discussion, how are you going to use this one in your daily life? Okay, so we will be discussing that tomorrow. If you have question and clarification, feel free to ask me tomorrow during our face-to-face classes for the explanation of answers. Okay, so we are going to answer them tomorrow, and see you tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless you.